So I wanted to pick up on this subject of cremation of the human body. And as you can see, I'm entitling it The Improper, in parentheses, Sinful Treatment of the Human Body. Now someone listening to these videos might say, oh, this is such a morbid subject. Well, you know what? It's on the minds of many, many people, and in particular believers. So I thought I would continue along these lines. But I'd also like to say to you that this is about stewardship. Stewardship of a body that was given to you for proper usage. I'll get into that in just a moment. But first of all, I'd like to establish it's not your body. I know we all like to use that phrase, it's my body. Then of course the next phrase that goes with it is, I'll do with it as I like. Well, we're going to blast that completely off the table. You did not create it. So you go to Psalm 139, verses 13 to 16, and read it. God knit you together in your mother's womb. Now I do want to give the mothers some credit here, definitely. They provided the context. They provided the environment. And they know, meaning the mothers know, that activity was occurring in the womb during that 9-month period of gestation, growth, and development. And the only thing the mother could really do is eat properly, sleep properly, don't take certain things into the human body, go to the doctor for checkups. In other words, the mothers know that God was at work in the womb with the knitting needles, forming the substance of their future son or daughter. So the Bible will tell us that we are fearfully and wonderfully made in Psalm 139, that we are made, we're not self-created. The body that we claim as ours was never, ever manufactured or created by ourselves. So then who owns the body? You have been made marvelously by the work of the hand of God. You were made in secret. That would be a reference to the mother's womb. Okay, so you're not your own body. It's not yours. Hands off. Now I know you've sustained it. I know you've tried your best, maybe sometimes, to properly care for it, but it's not yours. So what is it like? Well, it's like a loaner. If you go to the library and check out a book, you do not own the book. You're permitted to use it, permitted to read it, permitted to take notes on it, but it's not yours. You must return it. In the same way, the body is returned to God in burial, not cremation. You can see I'm very passionate about it, because I do believe wholeheartedly that it is a mistake. And indeed, if you want to go this far, a sin to burn a body. Now, you also, sometimes when you go get your car repaired, the car repair shop might say, we have a loaner for you. And you drive that loaner car around for several days. but you must return it. It's on loan. Or maybe the neighbor was kind enough to offer you a tool that you do not have in your tool chest, and you borrow that tool for that job, and then you return it. Why? Because it's not yours. It belongs to the neighbor. So we are told in 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verses 18 to 20, that we can actually sin against our own body. And of course, Paul's talking about fornication, immoral sexual relations between a man and a woman outside of the holy covenant of marriage. Very, very popular today. And so because fornication is so popular, it might be contributing to the whole idea of cremation being very popular these days. But it is a sin against the body, Paul says. He will go further on in his presentation to the Corinthians, who very much abused their bodies through sexual, immoral acts and also through drunkenness. You are not your own. In other words, it doesn't belong to you. You think it does, but it doesn't. Now, if you can get hold of this concept, you'll have a whole different perspective on living and indeed upon the body that your soul and spirit dwells in. Okay, because it is a loaner, it is a gift. It is to be returned to God properly. And I do wholeheartedly believe that the proper return is you bury the body. Now, I'm not going to get into it right now, but I'll get into it in another video, that basically speaking, in the United States of America, this was never done until just started very briefly and almost insignificantly after 1900. But prior to that, everybody was buried. We'll get into that in another video. Now, here's a command to you and to me. Glorify God in your body. So are you making plans to glorify your God in your body when your soul and spirit leaves? Furthermore, Paul says in Philippians, Christ shall be magnified in my body, whether it be by life or by death. Is Christ being magnified when they turn the human body over to an institution that will take it and subject it to high heat temperatures and char the flesh and get rid of the flesh through fire? Well, I'm going to stop here, and I'm going to go on and have a few more videos like this. And please don't say, oh, you're being so morbid. No, I'm trying to be a good steward. And it's about stewardship of what God has given you as a loaner. But many, many people are convinced that it's theirs, and they will do with it as they want. Now, is that not the ultimate and the essence of rebellion against God? Well, I plan to glorify God in my body I plan to magnify Christ in my body, whether it be right now in life while I'm alive and I can make videos, or by death when my soul and spirit depart. I'll have more to say on this subject, and if this bothers you and you think it's irrelevant, just go on, look up some of my videos on sermon humor. Go to the playlists and check out the playlist marked humor. Maybe that'll counteract any of this morbidity that you think is coming from me. I'd like to thank you for watching this, and an extra thank you if you got to the end of the video. End of video.